In a way, I'm not sure why the emphasis is so strongly on the Buddha refuge. In a sense, it could just as easily be on the Dharma refuge. Sometimes it is said that the Dharma refuge depends on the Buddha refuge, because after all, it is the Buddha who has taught the Dharma, so that the Dharma comes from the Buddha. But if one looks at the matter in this way, it means that one is understanding the term Dharma in only one of its various senses. The word Dharma has a number of senses, so certainly the teaching of the Buddha, the teaching given by the Buddha, is one of those meanings. But there is a much broader, a much deeper sense of the term, meaning something like the cosmic spiritual law. The Buddha, according to the Pali canon, immediately after his enlightenment reflected, I have realized this law, this Dharma. So here Dharma doesn't mean the teaching of the Buddha, but that law, that spiritual principle, by conforming himself to which, or by realizing which, the Buddha has become the Buddha, has become enlightened. So if one takes the term Dharma in one sense as the teaching of the Buddha, well, yes, the Dharma comes from the Buddha. But if one takes the term Dharma in the other sense, as meaning that cosmic spiritual law or principle, the Buddha, at least in a manner of speaking, comes from the Dharma. So it depends on the meaning you attach to Buddha, and even on the meaning you attach to Dharma. Whether, Buddha comes from Dharma or Dharma comes from Buddha. In many of the Mahayana texts, Buddha no longer means simply the enlightened human teacher, but the universal principle of Buddhahood, or even reality itself. So if you take Dharma in the primary sense and Buddha in the secondary sense, Buddha comes from Dharma. But if you take Buddha in the primary sense and Dharma in the secondary sense, Dharma comes from Buddha. So according to how you take these terms, according to which of them you take in the primary and which in the secondary sense, the ultimate refuge, one might say, is either the Buddha or the Dharma. So Gampopa is able to say that the Buddha is the ultimate refuge because he apparently takes Buddha in the primary sense of the term and Dharma in the secondary sense of the term. But we need not do that. Nonetheless, there must be a reason why Gampopa takes, as he apparently does, Buddha in the primary sense, or ultimate sense, and Dharma in the secondary sense. Presumably it is because a person, a concrete person, so to speak, appeals to us more strongly, and therefore perhaps is a more appropriate object for our going for refuge in a deeper sense than an apparently abstract principle or law. That's the only explanation that I can think of.